I'm Walt Mossberg. Shut up. Eclipse, the third movie in the apparently popular Twilight franchise, was just released the other day, and I saw it last night with my wife. I hate so much. God, I can't wait for one of us to die. Even though the company was terrible, the movie was actually pretty good. Now, I haven't read any of the books, nor have I seen the movies, but they're so simplistic that I was able to come into it in movie 3 and be ahead of the characters themselves before the credits stop rolling. And since I'm an old man who doesn't like to have to think anymore, that is a good thing. I can imagine this is part of the appeal to the millions of young girls out there who are in love with Stacey Meyer's successful book series. Twilight is the story of a love triangle between a young girl named Belle, her great-great-grandfather Edward, and Belle's pool boy mechanic Jacob. I'm somewhat surprised this movie is so popular and that so few people are protesting it, especially given the triangle is made up of an interracial relationship and an incestuous one. I mean, I'm no prude, but it was an odd choice for Mr. Meyer to take. So in Eclipse, Edward has just asked his great-granddaughter to marry him, and she wants to have sex with the sparkly old bastard right away, but Edward isn't ready. Now, as a 127-year-old man, I can empathize with Edward's plight, because believe me, when you get to be this old, you need to take a lot of Viagra, and you need to wait a couple of days for it to take effect. You've got my sympathy, Edward. Side note, Edward looks really good for his age, but I'm not sure why. Jacob tries to convince Belle to come with him because he's a young virile son of a bitch who's trying to deprive a senile old man of one last roll in the hay before he dies. Can you believe the nerve? Belle says no, but she's really just trying to decide who she likes more. Apparently she's been doing this for the last 2 movies, so, you know, she's about as decisive as the weather in her hometown. That's how you write a weather joke. Suck it, Oberman! While Belle's trying to decide whether to give her virginity to the pool boy or her great-grandfather, a bunch of other old people come into town to get Belle, because in one of the previous movies, she took pudding from Edward's roommate in an old folks' home, and the girlfriend of the pudding guy, he slipped in the shower and died because he was so distraught over the last of his tapioca, comes to kill her for it. Jacob who? Seriously, why doesn't anyone in this town offer him a shirt? Put on a shirt, jackass! Jacob volunteers to protect Belle from her great-grandfather's ex-roommate's girlfriend, and so do some of Edward's friends. When the girlfriend arrives with her geriatric posse, Jacob and his other shirtless friends turn into Ewoks and attack them, tearing the walkers out of their brittle, sparkly hands and ripping their heads off. After Belle is saved, she agrees to marry Edward, even though Edward was hiding under a table, filling his depends when the geriatric posse attacked the woman he says he loves. All I can say about the ending of Eclipse is, finally! Finally, the rich old white man gets the nubile young girl, and not the younger, more attractive, more emotionally and physically available young man that everybody thinks she'd be better off with. Finally, a movie that reflects real life. I give Eclipse 4 stars. If you're a feeble-minded old man or a feeble-minded young woman, you should go see it right now. It'll speak to you. It's been Walt Mossberg. Shut up.